This is Design Happy, the podcast where we talk about the human side of home design, new construction, and remodeling. I'm TJ.
And I'm Katie, and you nailed it, TJ.
Did I? Did I?
Actually, no, you did. You reversed new construction and remodeling, but you know what? That's nailing it in my book.
For the people listening, Katie and I normally read the intro. And right before we started, I was like, I'm not going to read it. I'm just going to say it. And
free as a bird.
Screwed it up.
Free as a bird. I mean, that's it. When you were like, we've done it enough that I shouldn't. I was like, we have? I still have to I have been working here all year and I still put on GPS to get to the office. Is that To be fair, I think it's just a safety net right now. I think it's just and more for traffic. But no, I also don't think I could find my way there.
Well, this needs to be a fun little exercise we do the next time we're in the office.
Oh my gosh. TJ, it could be an on-the-go podcast. Listeners, if you want an on-the-go Can Katie Get to Work episode, comment below, hit that bell, subscribe, let us know, somehow get word our way.
What a start.
Oh yeah. Today, we're time traveling, aren't we, TJ?
Yeah, we are.
You're like, I don't know what to do with that. We're not really time traveling. We're talking about the future test.
We are talking about the future test.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a chapter from the book.
It is a skill, an exercise that once you learn it, you can't unlearn it. I might say, something to take with you. But I have a little bit more nonsense before we actually get to the content here.
Yeah.
Question for you. We're in a transitional season right now where we are in the DMV, which really is anytime between August and January. So, and then it picks back up again in March through June. Is your heat on in your home yet?
So we go through, in the transitional season, we transition the thermostat.
Yes.
So our thermostat has a heat and cool function.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yes. This is the answer I was looking for.
So that's what it's on now. There's a low end and a high end, and it just does whatever it wants to do. The thermostat controls our life.
That's really reassuring to hear, actually, because same. I'm like, I set a program, I have a schedule, but then the thermostat is like, we'll see about that. It's like sometimes it's like, well, I have different thoughts. Yeah. But to hear that happens for you, and if that isn't what happens for you, don't say anything. We're in the same. We are in the heat and cool right now. Are you in your lovely, beautiful wife, Kat? Those aren't the song lyrics. Brilliant. Radiant and brilliant.
Nope.
Radiant. Just
radiant and beautiful. That's what she told me to say, and those are fake lyrics. Yep.
They're not actually in the song.
They're not.
Are you on the same page with the thermostat stuff?
Never. No.
That would be too ideal. Yeah. That sounds about right. Okay. Well, cool. We're on the same page.
Cool.
Banter done. Banter over. I was saying before we started, I'm geeking out a little bit about this episode because it starts in this place of decision making. The future test is a tool for more effective decision making. Is that, would you agree, disagree?
I would agree.
Okay. And I'm fascinated. Decision making is one of the things that in my therapist life is really fascinating to me. Um, I'm particularly curious. We hear a lot about decision paralysis, which feels like kind of being frozen in fear,
Hmm.
and not able to move towards a decision. What I have seen and what I experience more, I think, I'll have to think about this. But yeah, this feels true. What I experience more is actually like decision ambivalence. Doesn't feel as frozen, doesn't actually feel fearful, can be comfortable. It is like this place of not making a decision is like staying in the like staying in the middles. In therapy there is this, if I may for a moment, there is this modality and this framework called motivational interviewing that and it's actually used in a lot of different professional fields, but it is about getting out of this middle place of ambivalence. It's about helping people move in some direction. And they talk about like the seesaw of decision making. And ambivalence is like, I don't know if you liked seesaws when you were little or an adult, TJ. Like, you're
Well,
welcome to
exclusively as an adult. I hated
exclude
them when I was a kid, and now as an adult, I'm like, I I
new
need a seesaw
passion.
partner.
No, you don't, though, because this is the best part of a seesaw is going on by yourself. As you can tell, did not have many friends as a child. But the like going in the middle and using it as a balance beam and trying to balance in the middle.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And anyway, motivational interviewing is like you want to be able to move to one side of the seesaw instead of staying in the middle and not landing somewhere.
Mm.
And that can actually be like, okay, I'll rewrite this. Decision paralysis is a thing. There is fear. There's feeling like you're backed into a corner, but there's also like feeling comfortable not making a decision, which can show up as like, we'll wait and see what happens, or um, like, yeah, that's actually probably most typical. Feeling like I'll just wait and see if the decision is made for me, or I'll wait till there's enough clarity and enough guarantee that whichever way I'm going to move is the right way. And by enough thinking like 100% guarantee it's the right thing to do. So again, I see ambivalence just as much, if not more, in people in my therapy life.
Mm.
And as I was thinking about this, I was kind of curious if you have seen the same thing in home design or in home remodeling. If um, you see both paralysis and decision ambivalence, I'm going to call it.
I've only ever talked about it as paralysis because what I hear most often, and we've talked about it before on the podcast, is that we've wanted to do this for so many years.
Yeah.
And we haven't done it because we didn't know how to make the decision. We didn't know where to start, and we were scared to do the wrong thing. So we did nothing. So like they wanted to affect change,
Mm-hmm.
but they were afraid of what would happen if they did it wrong. So
Mm.
I have a follow-up question for you because I'm curious.
Yeah.
Do the stakes of the decision, do you think they play into whether it's fear or ambivalence?
I think it's stakes and time. I think um, maybe it turns more into paralysis the closer you get to a deadline, or yeah, I does that make sense? Like, stakes, yes, but you can have something that's high stakes that you may not have to decide for a year, and so you can kind of you can be in the like, we'll see. But as that deadline comes closer, the anxiety amps up. Um,
Yeah.
yeah,
So for example, like if there's a deadline, like my driver's license is going to expire when my birthday comes in April.
yeah,
And and I need to go to the MVA at some point between now and April
Right.
to get a new picture taken. And that picture is going to last, I don't know, how long do driver's licenses? 10 years? So a
I
long
think
time.
so.
So like every day I wake up and like if I have time in my schedule, it's like, how do I look today? Is this the picture I want to look at on my driver's license for the next 10 years? And
Yeah.
I know I don't have to make a decision now because I have until April. So I'm like, I'll probably look better another day. So I don't do it.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think this is related to the stakes as well, that if it impacts somebody else, if somebody else is involved in it, again, that's a type of stake, right? But if it is a decision that's yours and yours alone versus a decision you are making with a team, that you are making with your partner, I imagine that too. What, mm, and maybe you're answering this, but what is it that you've seen gets clients to a place of decision paralysis or ambivalence? You're saying fear is one of those things. Um,
I think it's the thing.
yeah.
It's because it's a lot of money. You're going to spend a lot of money
Uh-huh.
and you're trusting people you don't really know all that well
Mm.
to rip apart your biggest asset. And this is really a crazy business when you think about what we do.
Yeah, maybe we should edit that out.
But the 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 thing that I think I haven't asked every single person that has said to me, we've wanted to do this for years, but we haven't because we didn't know where to start or how to do it right. The fear part of it is you have to there's a lot of trust and you have to give that trust to somebody. And
Yeah.
it's like, how do I know I'm trusting the right person? So it's just easier to not do it, even though you really want to do it. And unless
Mm.
there's some kind of event, like negative event in your house, like you have a flood or a tree falls on it, like Kat and I had a fire in our first house. Unless there's some kind of event and an insurance is involved, there's really no requirement to do it. Like maybe, you know what? So the thing that has happened, I'm thinking about this now.
Yeah.
Maybe we should have this conversation before so people don't need to listen to me think in real time. Uh,
No, we
the,
love it. The people
uh,
love it. Keep going.
but there's a lot of times where like the refrigerator breaks. Otherwise, the kitchen's fine, but the refrigerator breaks. And it's like, okay, we got to
Yeah.
replace the refrigerator. We've wanted to do this project forever.
Huh.
Now this is the kick in the butt to get us to start because we have to, like, we're not going to live without a refrigerator. So
Yeah.
we have to do something now. That does happen where it's like, okay, you know, you've wanted to do this forever. Why'd you wait so long? And it's like, okay, well, the refrigerator doesn't work. It's like, okay, well, it's going to take like 8 months to redo your kitchen. So
Yeah.
we got to do like some sort of Band-Aid solution for the refrigerator anyway.
Uh-huh. I and I think you're getting us there. So why why did you start using the future test? Um, and what is the goal of it? Like what you're talking through a few different situations. This feels like a very natural place to go. Okay, tell us the origin story.
So I meditate a lot and I'm not good at it. The the air quotes right way to meditate is like you clear your mind,
Yeah.
right? And it's just like you're at peace and like an idea will float into your mind and you acknowledge that the idea is there and then you send it on your way and you're at peace with your clear mind for however long you're meditating. And I can't do that. And the harder I try to do it, the worse I am at it. But I try. What I'm really good at doing with meditating is like I have a problem that I'm trying to solve. And
Mm,
when I'm meditating, like it like overwhelms my thoughts. And I used to fight it because that's not the right way to meditate. But what I learned is that when I let my imagination take over that thought, like my brain just finds a solution for
Huh.
me when I let it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, "Oh, I wonder if this is a way to help, like, can I turn this into something to help people make these big decisions?" Because until I realized it for myself,
Yeah.
I didn't even think about, and like people would struggle and they would say, "Oh, we're thinking about doing this addition on the house, but we're not sure we want to spend the money." And, they wouldn't do anything.
Mm.
So I was like, it clicked for me in my poor meditation skills when I allowed the thoughts to come in and my brain to do this work for me. So I was like, okay, I can turn this into an exercise for clients to do. They don't have to be good at meditating because I'm not good at meditating. I just
Right.
need to provide a framework to let them imagine a future version of their life. So that was the origin story
Hmm.
for it.
And the goal and the to let them imagine, let them actually live a little bit into the future project, let them live
Yeah.
into their future home a bit.
Yeah. Yes. So like
Mm.
in the book I write about, it's a silly example, but like if I go outside and it's really cold out, it's 0 degrees and I forget my gloves
Yeah.
and my hands get really cold. There's a natural consequence there. It was like, I'm going to learn my lesson. My hands are numb and they're throbbing and it's really painful. I'm not going to forget my gloves again. I'm going to give you a real example right now as you and I sit here. I was going to buzz my hair last night and I was like, I'm feeling lazy, so I didn't buzz the sides of my hair. And every time my hair gets long, and you know what, I'm gonna move my camera so the people on YouTube will make a short clip of this or something. Yeah, yeah.
What's
Ready?
happening? What's
Ready?
happening? Yeah.
Here's what happens. My hair blends in with my wallpaper and it looks ridiculous because, as I get older, my hair gets whiter. So your face.
It does.
So
That's magical.
so but I don't like it because it makes me feel old.
Oh.
Because I'm like my hair blends in with my black and white wallpaper.
Oh, wait till
So
it blends in with the white wallpaper behind you. No solutions.
yeah, that's coming sooner than later.
New pink wallpaper. Um,
But I had
yeah.
a choice last night. Do I want to buzz my hair or do I not? And I chose not. And now the consequence of that decision is I feel old as you and I are here on video together because my hair matches my wallpaper. So what the exercise is meant to do is imagine these two versions of the future
Yeah.
and figure out which one you can look at it either way. Which one would you regret more or which one you would prefer more? I found that a lot of people find it easier to understand regret than imagine everything going perfectly. So I normally talk about it like I regret not buzzing my hair last night, or in the book I regret forgetting my gloves. So I
Yeah.
talk about the future test as a way to create synthetic regret through this meditation exercise to figure out which one you don't want to do and as a
Yeah.
result which one you would prefer to do.
Oh, I am so excited about that. I'm so excited about that. I love when we take something that we think we should avoid and we actually give ourselves permission to feel it. And in this case, to use it. Sometimes the question of what do you want is too much of a like open canvas for people. And so if you can use this to clarify, maybe along with what you don't want, what you do want, we'll we'll get there. I have more to say on this, but there is there's another example in the book. There are several examples in the book, but
Hmm.
is there one that you could walk us through here?
Like a client example.
Yes.
Yes. So in the book, I tell the story of a person I call Mary. That's not her real name. And we were doing a kitchen project, and She had a pretty big house, but her laundry room always bugged her. It was kind of like you walked in, there wasn't a mudroom, there was a laundry room sort of nearby, and she wanted to find a way to fix that experience of coming in
Okay.
the house. And she was like, "Well, I'm doing the kitchen, so let's just do this at the same time." And we did the 5 why exercise, and we did the heat map exercise. And what we learned was that everything around that space she wanted to change, the mud laundry area, it was red. Like there was no opportunity
Hmm.
to expand that space in its current location. There was blue space elsewhere in the house, but she didn't want to go someplace else in the house to do laundry. Like it was located where she liked it. So the only other solution was to do an addition to make it bigger in its existing location.
Yeah.
Some of the other stuff that bugged her, like the big thing was like they would come in from the garage, and as they came in, the door would open and knock the coats off the hooks that were right there. So like
Oh,
it
Mary,
was a
Mary is all of us.
right.
I am Mary. You are Mary. Like,
Yes.
yes, Mary, of
Yes,
course.
it was an awkward layout, and like the door swing was it was all kinds of a mess. So she was like, "Well, let's just solve this now while we're doing this other thing." So we did some real quick sketching exercises. We had a really good conversation about budget and those 3 levels. Like we did all of the things that we're supposed to do, right? And the result of that was the addition really didn't make a ton of a sense as it related to the budget. So she was struggling. She was like, I want to do the kitchen. I want to make this space bigger. I'm not really comfortable spending all of this money. Like, I'm not exactly sure what to do. So I was like, okay, time for the next exercise. So I explained what the future test is to her, and we'll tell it to the people listening in a second. But she imagined these futures, and she came back. So I told it to her on like a Friday or something, and she did it over the weekend. She came back early the next week, and she was like, I have clarity. I don't want to take anything away from the kitchen to spend more money on the laundry room. Like I want to do the kitchen project we designed. I love it. Like I would feel like I was missing out if we didn't do that project. And I know I don't want to spend the more money. So the only thing I want to do is find a place somewhere else to put these coats so they don't fall off when we open the door. And
Hmm.
I'll do the laundry room another day. I was like, perfect. A plus, you get a gold star. You did the exercise. So we did that project and she was thrilled. And then since writing the book, she has done that other project. So
Oh, cool.
she did go back and make
Yeah.
the laundry. So that's all of it worked out great.
Go Mary.
Yeah.
Go Mary. That's,
Um,
I, again, I get so excited about this because it is like using, using regret, something where, what was the phrase in like the 90s? What was the branding? I thought it was no regrets. I think it's no fear. No fear. Wasn't that a brand? That was on a lot of clothing. Um,
oh, I don't know.
but like no regrets is seen as like a totally acceptable goal. Like, well, but that doesn't feel realistic. That doesn't feel, and this is being able to, again, use regret as a tool. If it's going to happen, regret's going to happen. If you are someone living your life making choices, I always say with people, like, if you're showing up for your life, you're going to do things that, like, you're going to make mistakes. But using it in that way. And the other thing I like about this, I think I've shared before, I have trouble visualizing spaces.
Hmm.
So if you ask me to imagine, like, what would this, okay, imagine your kitchen, like the island being here or the us changing the countertop. I'm like, yeah, I can't go there. I'm going to need to see that, but I can feel something. I can, if you show me like a mock up of the kitchen and you're like, now imagine how this would feel. imagine this flow. I can go to a feeling. So as someone who can imagine myself into a feeling, I like this too. Um, before we go through this, for anybody who would like this as more of as a worksheet, as something that they don't have to take notes while they're listening to us, where can they find a copy of the worksheet? Where could they find a copy of this exercise?
Katie, what a good question. You're on
Thanks.
it.
I I was gonna say it, and then I'm like, I might mess this up. TJ, over to you, TJ.
So if you go to our website, designedhappy.com, designed with an ED, DESIGNED, happy.com, there's a tab that's labeled education. And there's all kinds of stuff in that tab. Our podcast is there, the blog is there, the book is there, Stay or Go quiz is there. And also there is the future test. So go to our website, go to education, and then click on the future test. We'll embed the video of this podcast there. So if you want to look at the worksheet and be able to reference the podcast, it'll all be there. So you give us your email address, subscribe to the newsletter, you're going to get fun stuff. And then as a result of that, you get the worksheet for free.
For free. They say nothing's for free, but this worksheet, free. Okay. Before we go, can we walk through this test? Can we do it?
We can do it. Yes. So
yay.
Do you have an example? Do you want me to make up an example?
I'm sure I have an example. Do you want me to use like a home example?
So it works for everything. So
everything?
Everything. So you and I actually had a brief conversation about this in a past episode when you said like, what kind of decision maker am I? And I was like, so fast. I make this so fast.
Yes.
So if you're trying to figure out what you want to eat for dinner, you can do this exercise. Like once you do it enough, you really can do it for anything. For the sake of, you have one?
I've got one.
Okay.
So you were like, for the sake of no, I'm here. I've got one. So want me to talk it out a little?
Yeah. What's the decision? And then I'll use your example to outline how to do the test.
My kid, who's 13, it really wants to move her bedroom from her bedroom right now. And as I see it, we have 3 options. Bedroom can stay as it is, stay where it is right now. Bedroom can move to a little guest room that's technically a bedroom, another bedroom, but is being used right now as I keep calling it the library. There are no books in it. Or she can come all the way down here and have this big, it was like a home theater space before we bought it. We turned it into office, music room. And that's what she wants. She would like to move down here. She wants to be with her drum set. She would like her room to be down here, basically have her own little apartment.
Yeah. Did you ever watch Home Improvement back in the day?
Yes.
Do you remember there was an episode where Jonathan Taylor Thomas's character,
oh my gosh, you are not going to bring JTT into this episode.
But remember, Tim Allen's character, like there was on the show, like they made him a whole bedroom in the like he moved his room.
I think so. I do vaguely remember this.
Off the cuff 90s references.
JTT is welcome on this podcast anytime. If you are listening, Jonathan Taylor Thomas, we would love to have you. Yes. Yeah. That's essentially, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So here's what we're going to do. You already know what your current life is like with her bedroom where it is now.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So let's use the other 2 as an example.
Okay.
So path 1 is she moves her bedroom to the library.
Yeah.
Right? Did I understand that right?
Yes, you did.
Okay. The library with no books. And
Mhm.
path 2 is she moves her bedroom downstairs.
Mhm.
Okay. So the way you do the exercise is you don't have to know how to meditate or be good at meditating, but everyone I think has probably seen someone meditate. So just pretend you're a person that meditates and
Yeah.
like sit in a quiet place, put your feet on the ground, like get all the fidgets out and, sit comfortably. And then what you're going to do is you're going to paint a picture in your head. So in path 1, you could do it 3 ways if you wanted to. The way the worksheet is set up is for 2,
Okay.
but you could just get a blank piece of paper and do a third path. So if you really wanted to do it for like Zoe stays in her room now, and then you imagine how much she complains about her room not moving in
Yeah.
the future, like that would be that thought exercise. But what you're trying to do is as vividly as possible paint a picture of what it looks like her room moving to the library. So what's the process of packing her stuff up? How does it all fit in the new room? What color is the new room going to get painted? Who's painting it? Does Zoe get to decide where the furniture goes in there? What happens to her current room when she moves her room to the library? Like, what are you giving up as a family? What are you gaining as a family?
Hmm.
What does it give to Zoe? What does Zoe lose? So it's probably like a 5 to 10 minute like picture painting exercise.
Yeah, I'm
And
there.
then you're there. Okay,
I'm
good.
there.
So
I'm really trying to picture it, so
good.
don't mind me over
Yes, your
here
eyes
just
for
napping.
the people listening, Katie's eyes are closed. She's doing it. So I'm going to explain the worksheet in a second, but you would do path 1 and then you go to the worksheet.
Mhm.
And then you sort of shake it out again, like get all that path 1 stuff out of your head,
It's
and
done.
then you do path 2. So path 2 is Zoe moves down to the basement. So there's whatever this big open area is downstairs. It's got the drum set. It's got the office set up. No one has access to that space except Zoe now. All of her stuff gets packed up. She gets to move down there. She has a luxurious amount of space to spread out. You and Mark don't have access to that space anymore, but now Zoe's not on the first floor. So all of her stuff is downstairs. What does that life look like? What's it like when you need to tell her dinner's ready? Like, is she normally downstairs anyway, or is this going to be a brand new thing? Like, how does it change the dynamics of the family? Like, paint a picture of what that looks like,
Yeah.
right? And then you go back to the worksheet. So that's the exercise. So like we just did it in this exercise where Zoe's room moves. If you were doing it for, do you want to build an addition or not? There's a money component to that. So you would imagine, what's it like to spend the money and have the
Right.
space? So how does your day-to-day life change when you don't have that cash anymore? Or if you're taking out a home equity loan to build the addition, how does your day-to-day life change with that extra monthly payment? What do you have to give up to get that space? And then how does that new space change the everyday dynamic in your house? And then the other path is, what your life is like now,
Mhm.
and you get to keep that money. So is there something else you could do? Like if it's going to cost you $1,500 a month in a home equity loan payment, what could you do with that $1,500 a month that's in addition to what you're doing now, different than what you're doing now? Like, is there some other way you can make your life better if you didn't do the addition, or are you really comfortable keeping everything the same? So it does really work for anything.
It
A
really
lot of
yeah.
times in what our business is, there's a money component to it. There might be a time component to it.
Yeah.
And like all of the other tests we've talked about, every stakeholder should do it. So in this case, you would do it, Mark would do it, Zoe would do it separate from one another.
I will say, to give people a before we go, that's incredible. What I didn't put together, I get so caught up in the what it takes right now for the longer term change. I am like with my in my friend group, folks are like, Katie's the no. I'm the like, no, 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 no. I have to have like 7 no's until it's a yes, while other people are like, oh, yeah, we can see the finish line. It's totally a yes. And what that helped with was like, I've been the one of the 3 of us being like, I don't want to do this. I don't want her to move to the basement because
Mhm.
it's going to take so much now. But when I visualize a year out, I'm like, oh, this is so much better if she's down here, if she's in this space. This works so much better. I
Ah,
felt so much better. Um,
good. Look at that.
yeah.
We didn't even script it. Listen, Zoe can send me an edible arrangement. Um, and
She might. It might be homemade. I wouldn't eat it. But yeah, no, that's incredibly helpful. And I want to reiterate for people too that it can apply to anything.
Mhm.
I'm gonna go and download the exercise.
Good. And
I'm just
so
gonna print it
let
out.
me quickly, we're like over time, but
Yeah,
I want to describe the worksheet.
go for
When
it.
I wrote the book, the worksheet didn't exist.
Yeah.
And over time, having these conversations, it became clear to me that it would help people if they were able to write notes down as they were doing this. So the way the worksheet works when you see it is there's the top left section that says the future test. And then if we continue to use you as an example, the decision I'm currently working through is whether I should let Zoe move her room or not,
Uh-huh.
or move Zoe's room to the library or move Zoe's room to the basement. And then there's a section that says some key considerations are. So this is whatever the considerations are for your family dynamic, like Zoe being on a different level of the floor, or
Yeah.
not sure what we're going to use the space for, or lack of access to the office, or whatever these decision points are.
Or to your point, if there was a budget involved. Budget.
Right.
Yep.
Budget or time, or
Mm-hmm.
like it could be, and like I have a friend who's thinking about changing careers, and I gave him the future test exercise, and he was like, I have a certain amount of influence in my industry because I've been doing it for so long. So
Yeah.
like that was a key consideration for him.
Yeah.
And then we continue to move to the right. Path 1 is you do that meditation exercise for Zoe moves to the library. And then as soon as you open your eyes from meditating, you say, how do you feel? It's like on a sad face scale to a smiley face scale. It's just like, how do you feel about it? There's no right or wrong answer. And then we're going to rank your considerations. So whatever the list of considerations were, influence, money, time, access to the office, whatever it was, how do you feel about consideration number 1 through 5? 1 is bad, 5 is good. So you number all of them.
Yeah.
And then you do the same thing for path 2. You do the meditation exercise for path 2. Zoe's in the basement. You open your eyes. How do you feel? So on that sliding scale of sad face to happy face, mark you somewhere. And then those same considerations, how do you feel about that consideration? 1 is bad, 5 is good. And then at the end, you total up your score. So path 1 is going to be somewhere from 5 to 25. Path 2 is going to be somewhere from 5 to 25. And whichever one is higher, you should probably do that one. And the bigger discrepancy, the easier it is to make the decision. Sometimes what's happened is the number's the same, and
Mm-hmm.
it's 15 for both. So if that happens, then what you do is you change the considerations, look at the problem through a different lens, and then do the exercise again.
Okay. Very cool.
This will make
Again,
more sense if people see it.
so see it. So go get it. Go to the website, go to the education tab, find the future test there, and let it change your life. Let it change your life. Awesome. Thanks for walking us through that.
Oh, my pleasure. Thanks for doing the exercise.
My pleasure. My total pleasure. Okay. Till next time.
See you then.
Bye.